911, this is Nori. What's your emergency?
Yes, there's a fire in front of my door. I can't get out, and there's smoke coming in inside of my house, and I have kids with me.
The whole building's on fire.
What is this?
Oh my God! Miss, I need help, ma'am. I need help.
I need an address.
Ma'am,
What's the problem?
it's a fire in the kitchen. I can't get out.
What?
Ma'am,
What's going on?
it's a fire in the kitchen. I can't. It's filling the house up with smoke.
Listen to me.
Welcome to Estero Fire Rescue. My name is Scott Vanderbrick, and I'm proud to serve as your fire chief. The men and women of Estero Fire Rescue have provided you with this short video to better help you understand administration and the operations of our organization and how we provide the highest quality of service to the citizens and visitors alike.
Estero, Florida is located in southwest Florida in the southern portion of Lee County. Estero is approximately 56 square miles and stretches from the Estero Bay east to Collier County. San Carlos Park borders to the north and Virginia Springs to the south. Estero Fire Rescue provides emergency services from 4 fire stations concentrated in the more populated western end of Estero. Station 41 provides services to the northern US 41 corridor. Station 42 serves the Coconut Point area in the southern US 41 corridor. Station 43 is centered in the more populated area of Estero, and Station 44 provides services on the east side of Interstate 75. Station 41 houses a 75-foot aerial ladder staffed with 3 firefighter paramedics. Station 42 houses a 95-foot aerial ladder and a quick response rescue truck. 6 firefighter paramedics are assigned to this station. Station 43 houses a fire engine with 4 firefighter paramedics and 1 shift commander. And Station 44 also houses a fire engine with 3 firefighter paramedics. Together, the full staffing of Estero Fire Rescue consists of 16 firefighters and 1 shift commander per 24-hour operating period. Our services include structure fire suppression, vehicle fire suppression, wildland fire suppression, vehicle extrication, advanced life support EMS, hazardous materials mitigation, high-angle rescue, trench rescue, confined space rescue, fire safety inspections, fire prevention and public education, smoke detector check and replace. The personnel of Estero Fire Rescue work beyond the district's border. Many of our employees are involved with our government partners by serving in committees or working groups. Some of those partners include Lee County Emergency Management, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the Florida Department of Emergency Management, the Florida Emergency Response Team, the U.S. Fire Administration, the U.S. Department of Justice, and the Department of Homeland Security. Estero Fire Rescue is also a founding member of Florida Task Force 6 Urban Search and Rescue. Estero Fire Rescue was created by state legislation in 1976 as an independent special district under Florida State Statute, Chapter 76-408. As an independent special district, Estero Fire Rescue must provide its own buildings and facilities, vehicles and fire apparatus, repair and maintenance, fire and EMS equipment, property and liability insurance, legal fees, technology infrastructure, and personnel costs. Each year in the month of January, Estero Fire Rescue's administrators begin the process of evaluating expenses and developing a budget for the following fiscal year.
This year what we did is we went back to a zero-based budgeting. We basically threw out all our numbers from the years in the past and went and analyzed and calculated data over the last 6 months to a year to determine exactly what we needed to provide service to Estero Fire Rescue and the citizens it protects.
The directors for each area of Estero Fire Rescue examined their expenses and produced a more efficient and lower budget. Every accounting line was reduced except for the property appraiser's fee, which increased 20%. One area of savings was the district's general insurance coverage.
We found some areas that we could save without jeopardizing the insurance that was covered for us. Basically the reduction in property values of a few of our stations, reevaluating the age and the amount of money that we were covering on our apparatus and equipment. By doing that and working with them, just like our other vendors, we asked them to lower their prices, still providing us the service that we needed. Our property values went down just like residential properties and commercials in our district, which in turn lowered our insurance rates. So we saw a little bit of a savings there, and we were able to go back and ask our insurance provider to give us that savings back so we could pass it on to the citizens.
Personnel costs were also reduced in part by the elimination of positions and wage freezes. The largest savings came from renegotiating the medical and life insurance agreement and the reduction in the cost for the workers' compensation insurance. this savings amounted to just under $1 million.
A couple years ago, we received a grant for a health and wellness program, and that included some weight equipment and physical fitness equipment. We've received that grant, and now with the addition of the administrative building, we have a place to store that equipment. We've also implemented a smoke and tobacco-free workplace. By implementing these two programs, it has allowed us to evaluate our employees on an annual basis when it comes to their health and wellness, put them on a program that will make them a healthier employee and also healthier for the long run of themselves and their family.
Estero Fire Rescue has spent the last decade building an infrastructure that struggled to keep up with the growth of the community. Estero Fire Rescue is like any other government in which revenue can lag behind for 18 to 24 months. This means that as Estero grew from a small town into the community you know today, revenue was not available to increase services to match. The district pursued financing in order to expand from 1 fire station with 1 fire apparatus to 4 fire stations and 5 staffed fire apparatus. Estero Fire Rescue qualified for this loan by guaranteeing proceeds from impact fees which cover the debt. Impact fees are paid by commercial and residential property owners upon building on their property. These fees are meant to offset the demand on local services such as Estero Fire Rescue. Due to the decline in the economy, impact fees have all but dried up and some have even been refunded. For this reason, Estero Fire Rescue has had to make loan payments from its ad valorem tax base. In fiscal year 2009-10, those payments represent $1.2 million of its budget. In the early months of 2008, Estero Fire Rescue recognized the need to trim its expenses sooner than later to ensure the financial security of the district in the following years. With the elimination of 4 administrative positions, the restructuring of its medical insurance, the completion of several capital projects, and constant reevaluation of its expenses, the district was able to save $2.3 million from fiscal year 2008-2009.
The cuts that we've made at Estero Fire Rescue right now are primarily made in the administrative area. It will not affect the emergency response to our citizens and our visitors. But we are at that threshold right now that if property values continue to reduce and the money is not there to fund the department, we could see significant cuts in service.
Even with this savings, Estero Fire Rescue faces fiscal year 2009-2010 with a shortfall of just over $450,000. This shortfall is partially the result of decreased revenue from suffering property values, which has reduced the district's revenue 18%. It can also be contributed to the lack of impact fees to cover debt services.
Currently, Estero Fire Rescue does not have a lot of reserve funds. Many years ago, as we were building and growing, Estero Fire Rescue reduced the millage rate from a 2.0 down to a 1.78. In the times when we were growing and building, we were not putting a lot of money in reserves, and we were using that money to build infrastructure. So today, we need to increase the millage to maintain that infrastructure and the services that we're providing.
The proposed shortfall creates another dilemma for the district. The district's bank covenant forbids the district from operating with a deficit regardless of its reserve fund balance. Should Estero Fire Rescue expend more than its revenue in any given fiscal year, it will have violated the covenant and the loan may be considered in default. Despite today's poor economy, the community of Estero has increased the demand for service from Estero Fire Rescue. Although not as significant as earlier years, the district still maintains a 5% increase in service calls year over year. 2009 is on track to continue this 5% increase. Estero Fire Rescue has entered into a cooperative agreement with the San Carlos Park Fire District and the Bonita Springs Fire District. This provides for the nearest emergency vehicle to respond to your emergency and to make additional resources available for larger incidents. This is a savings to all taxpayers, as no one fire district needs to prepare for a worst-case incident.
Thank you for taking the time to watch our short presentation. If you need further information on Estero Fire Rescue, please visit our webpage at esterofire.org or call our administrative building at 239-390-8000. The men and women of Estero Fire Rescue are always eager to assist its citizens and visitors.